Welcome to the lesson on flame resistant, abbreviated as FR, or arc rated, abbreviated as AR, clothing. In this lesson, we will look at flame resistant or arc rated clothing and its vital role in ensuring safety when working in environments where fire and high heat are potential risks for BEV technicians. Let us look at our lesson objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the purpose of flame resistant or arc rated clothing. Next, you will be able to describe the function of flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing. Then, you will be able to recognize the appropriate clothing choices and layering strategies. Following that, you will be able to explain the significance of safety standards and labels. Finally, you will be able to describe the best practices for the maintenance and care of flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing. What is flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing? This clothing is a crucial safety measure for technicians working with flammable materials such as gasoline, oil, and grease, commonly found in automotive environments. Flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing is designed to protect the wearer from burns and other injuries in case of a fire or exposure to high heat. It acts as a barrier between your skin and the flames, reducing the risk of burns. Wearing flame-resistant or arc-rated shirts and pants is advisable when working around high-voltage systems. These specialized garments offer protection against thermal hazards, like electric arc flashes, which can occur in high-voltage systems. They help minimize the risk of burns and injuries in the event of electrical accidents. Opt for clothing made from 100% cotton fabric treated with a flame retardant. This treatment chemically alters the fabric to resist ignition and slows the spread of flames when exposed to heat or fire. This choice ensures that your clothing remains flame-resistant throughout its use, providing reliable protection when working in potentially hazardous environments. Avoid wearing clothing made from untreated artificial fibers like polyester or nylon when working in situations with fire or high heat. These synthetic materials can melt when exposed to heat, potentially causing severe burns. Opting for flame-resistant or arc-rated 100% cotton clothing is a safer choice. Extending your flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing to include cotton undergarments such as t-shirts, shorts, and socks is essential. These undergarments, made from 100% cotton, ensure comprehensive protection from head to toe in case of a fire or thermal hazard, maintaining consistency and safety measures. Prioritizing flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing is essential due to flammable materials in high-voltage systems. It helps safeguard your well-being and reduces the risk of injury when working in potentially dangerous situations. Wearing long-sleeved, flame-resistant, or arc-rated clothing is advisable. Long sleeves provide added protection by covering more of your skin. This coverage is essential for safeguarding against potential thermal hazards, such as fires, intense heat, or arc flashes, which can occur when working with BEVs and high-voltage systems. In contrast to long sleeves, short-sleeved shirts or shorts are generally not recommended for BEV technicians. Short sleeves and shorts expose more of your skin, increasing the risk of burns or injuries in a fire or thermal incident. Flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing is designed to protect your skin, and longer garments provide better coverage and safety. There are a variety of materials and fibers that can be used to make flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing. The most common include cotton, Nomex, Kevlar, and modacrylic. Cotton is a naturally flame-retardant fiber that can be treated with additional chemicals to improve its flame resistance. Flame-retardant treated 100% cotton is often used in workwear and other clothing that may be exposed to flames. Nomex is a synthetic fiber that is inherently flame-resistant. It is often used in firefighting gear and other clothing that needs to provide high levels of protection from heat and flames. Kevlar is another synthetic fiber that is inherently flame-resistant. It is often used in bulletproof vests and other protective gear. Modacrylic is a synthetic fiber that is also inherently flame-resistant. It is often used in workwear and other clothing that resist heat and chemicals. In addition to these materials and fibers, some new and innovative materials are being developed for flame-resistant clothing. For example, some companies are developing fabrics made from recycled materials, such as plastic bottles, that are also flame-resistant. When choosing flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing, you must consider the hazards you will be exposed to. For example, if you work in an environment with a risk of arc flash, you must choose clothing designed to protect you from arc flash hazards. Following the manufacturer's recommendations for washing and cleaning flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing is also essential. Improper washing and cleaning can damage the flame retardant finish and reduce the effectiveness of the clothing. Now let's look at the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, abbreviated as IEEE. This is an organization that plays a crucial role in setting industry standards, including those related to electrical safety. IEEE establishes specific standards for the clothing that individuals should wear when working around electrical equipment where arc flashes are possible. Arc flashes are extremely high-energy electrical events that can cause fires and explosions. The clothing IEEE recommends and uses in environments where arc flashes are possible serves as a critical protective barrier for individuals. This clothing shields the wearer from an arc flash incident's intense heat and flames. It acts as a barrier to protect against burns and provides precious extra seconds of protection in case of an arc flash event. Understanding and adhering to IEEE standards for protective clothing is essential when working around high-voltage electrical systems. Let's now look at the Underwriters Laboratories, abbreviated as UL. This is a renowned global company specializing in safety science and certification services. UL plays a critical role in evaluating the safety and performance of various products and systems, including those related to electrical and fire safety. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, commonly known as OSHA, accredits UL to conduct safety testing and assessments. This means that UL has the expertise and authority to evaluate workplace products and equipment safety. UL operates a labeling and marking program for various products. This program involves assessing and certifying products to meet specific safety standards. Products that successfully meet these standards receive UL's certification label or mark, indicating their compliance with safety requirements. When you see a product with a UL label, it signifies that it has been rigorously tested and evaluated by UL to ensure it performs as stated by the manufacturer. UL's certification process provides consumers and professionals with confidence that the product meets safety and performance standards. In flame-resistant clothing, looking for a UL label is essential. This label indicates that the clothing has undergone UL's assessment and has been treated with a flame retardant to enhance its fire-resistant properties. Recognizing and using clothing with a UL label is significant. It ensures that your flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing has been certified and treated to meet safety standards, providing reliable protection against thermal hazards and enhancing safety while working with BEVs and potentially hazardous situations. Finally, let's look at the American Society for Testing and Materials, abbreviated as ASTM. This organization focuses explicitly on establishing criteria for fabrics resistant to arc flashes. Fabrics meeting the ASTM F1959 standard are designed to protect individuals from the thermal hazards associated with arc flashes. ASTM F1959 was created to define the requirements and performance criteria for fabrics that can effectively protect against arc flashes. These fabrics undergo rigorous testing to ensure they meet the standards criteria for arc flash resistance, ensuring the safety of individuals working in environments with electrical hazards. Fabrics that successfully meet the requirements of ASTM F1959 for arc flash resistance must carry a label indicating their compliance with the standard. This label on clothing assures that the material has undergone testing and meets the necessary safety standards for protection against arc flashes. The ASTM F1959 standard does not apply to electrical contact or electrical shock hazards. It is specifically designed to establish criteria for arc flash resistant fabrics. Electrical contact and electrical shock hazards are different from arc flash hazards. Electrical contact hazards occur when someone comes into contact with an energized electrical conductor. Electrical shock hazards happen when an electric current passes through the body. It is important to note that ASTM standards are voluntary. However, they are widely used by manufacturers and other organizations to ensure that products meet specific safety requirements. Let us now look at our lesson summary on flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing. Flame-resistant and arc-rated clothing provide critical protection against fire, heat, and arc flashes for technicians working in BEV and high-voltage environments where flammable materials are present. The material of PPE clothing matters. Cotton treated with flame retardants is commonly used, while synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon should be avoided due to melting risks under heat. Layering with 100% cotton undergarments and wearing long-sleeved flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing enhances full body protection and reduces skin exposure to thermal hazards. Standards such as American Society for Testing and Materials, ASTM F1959, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers Guidelines, and Underwriters Laboratories certification ensure flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing has been properly tested and meets safety benchmarks for arc flash and fire resistance. Proper care and maintenance of flame-resistant or arc-rated clothing are essential to preserve flame resistance and ensure ongoing protection during use in hazardous environments. Thank you.